It begins with a sound you don't just hear, you feel it. A low, thunderous growl rising from deep inside the beast, vibrating through the pavement like a warning from another world. You stand there for a second, knowing exactly what's about to happen, but still not fully ready for the shock that follows. The Dodge Challenger Hellcat doesn't ease you into its power, it strikes with the kind of intensity that makes even seasoned drivers tighten their grip. And the moment that supercharged 6.2-liter V8 roars to life, everything around you fades, because the Hellcat demands every ounce of your attention. There's a kind of anticipation in the air when the driver steps on the brake, the exhaust pops just a little, and the revs climb. It's almost like the car is breathing heavier, coiling itself like a predator ready to launch. The street is empty, the tires warm, and the asphalt waits for that one explosive moment. When the pedal hits the floor, the Hellcat doesn't move forward, it attacks the horizon. The rear tires scream, smoke erupts in thick white clouds, and the entire car shoves you back into the seat with brute force that makes your heart skip a beat. 0 to 60 feels less like acceleration and more like teleportation. The numbers are insane, but the feeling is even crazier. Around 3.6 seconds. That's all it takes for this heavyweight muscle car to break 60 miles per hour, and every fraction of that second is filled with raw violence mixed with mechanical symphony. The blower whine spirals into your ears like a jet taking off, the exhaust detonates with deep thunder, and the supercharger gulping air sounds like the world's angriest vacuum ripping the atmosphere apart. It's not refined, it's not polite, this is American muscle going full animal mode. And the sound is the part that stays with you even after the speed rush fades. The Hellcat doesn't try to hide its personality. It crackles, pops, and roars with zero shame. When it idles, it's a low, uneven rumble that feels like it's barely holding itself back. When you tap the throttle, it answers instantly, belting out a metallic scream that tells everyone within 5 blocks that something monstrous is coming. During the pull, the exhaust note becomes a wall of sound, thick, brutal, and addictive. And when the driver lifts off, the pipes snap and burble like fireworks echoing down a canyon. The crazy thing is how the Hellcat blends chaos with control. Even when the back end dances from the torque, even when the tires fight to find grip, there's a strange confidence in knowing the car was built for this exact kind of violence. The power delivery is so wild it feels unreal, but the chassis, traction systems, and massive brakes work together like loyal soldiers trying to tame the beast. Not fully succeeding, because nothing can truly tame 700 plus horsepower, but at least giving you just enough control to survive the ride. Watching the 0 to 60 run from the outside is a show by itself. The car squats down, the hood scoops inhale air like lungs expanding before a scream, and the rear tires leave shadows of melted rubber behind. The supercharger whine slices through the moment, the exhaust detonates like rolling thunder, and the Hellcat rockets forward with the kind of confidence only a muscle car legend can carry. Even after the car disappears in the distance, the sound echoes for long seconds, bouncing off every wall and tree like a signature the Hellcat proudly leaves behind. But sitting inside during that run is another universe. The cabin vibrates, the wheel pulls slightly from torque, and the speed builds so fast that your body struggles to catch up. There's a moment around halfway through the launch where you stop thinking about the numbers, the specs, the times, you're just hanging on, wide-eyed, laughing or screaming, overwhelmed by the raw surge of power. It's a reminder that cars like this aren't just machines. They're experiences. The kind you remember years later. The kind that makes you smile every time you hear a similar exhaust note on the street. The Dodge Challenger Hellcat isn't just about going fast. It's about feeling alive in a way only pure muscle can deliver. It's about the tension before the launch, the violence of the acceleration, the roar of the exhaust, and the lingering adrenaline that stays long after the run ends. The 0 to 60 time tells you what the car can do, but the sound test tells you who the car really is. A beast. A legend. And one of the last true expressions of unapologetic American power.